And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Guys, we're just over 1,500 subscribers away from the big 50,000. So if you haven't already hit the big red button yet, please consider doing so. And in return, we'll keep you on the straight and narrow with everything in regards to Liverpool Football Club this summer and into the sort of new season. This weekend, of course, Liverpool back in action again for match day 3 as they take on Newcastle United. In today's video, of course, we'll discuss this, whilst also going through the double swoop that Liverpool have agreed and go through the sort of transfer state of play. But let's start with the transfer state of play. Let the 7 days left of the transfer window, and there has been a lack of movement since sort of Endo was announced. We as fans do know the club are still short of players in the left-sided centre-back role and in the midfield role. We need at least 2 players to come in through the door, but at the time of recording I'll probably be just happy with 1 more addition, because obviously murmurs and some supporters seem to think that's us done with transfer business. I don't think so. I think we'll make 1 more signing. However, I do think we need 2. I think we're leaving ourselves short, honestly, going into a season where we're competing on all fronts in the Europa League and in the Premier League. Now, over the last sort of couple of days, of course, Andre has been the main topic of discussion. Basically, it was said that a verbal bid had been rejected from Fluminense because they don't want to sell him right now until they find out their fate in the Copa Libertadores. So that could be a waiting game with regards to that. But since then, there has been conflicting reports stating that he has a 40 million euro release clause, and then he has an 80 million euro release clause. I think if he has a 40 million euro release clause, I think Liverpool have no qualms in releasing that. It's only 9 million euros extra to what they sort of paid for him, and with other clubs interested in his services, it's one of them situations where, yeah, you just go in because you don't want to get burnt, like what happened to Romeo Lavia. Having said that, if it's 80 million euros and you can get him in January, then I can obviously see why the club would be more willing to sort of look elsewhere for potential targets. Now, other names that have sort of emerged over the last couple of days is Sheikh Doucouré and, of course, Ryan Gravenberch. Both of them have their own situations. Ryan Gravenberch's situation is, well, he's a player that Bayern want to keep. He's a player of interest from Manchester United as well, and Fabrizio Romano stated that this one could go right down to the wire on deadline day, so that one remains to be seen whether the club make a move for him. And then Sheikh Doucouré, well, the latest with regards to him is Crystal Palace have come out today stating that it's going to take a quote-unquote huge money to prize him away from Selhurst Park over the next 7 days, but Crystal Palace, according to reports, are bracing themselves for an offer and do have a sort of contingency plan in place should they lose Doucouré. But as I said, it would take a huge offer for Liverpool to land the player. Now, as I said, this is all pie in the sky. However, Liverpool have agreed 2 deals, but obviously there's a huge caveat. Just a quick one, guys, to tell you that this video is sponsored by Slick Gorilla. Slick Gorilla is the leading men's hairstyling brand that offers high quality and innovative hair products. It has built a cult following by blending trends, creativity and style, successfully disrupting the men's hair care industry. They are offering all LFC News viewers 15% off all their products, so do browse the collection by going down into the link in the description. Anyway, let's get back into today's video. Of course, as I was just discussing, Liverpool have agreed 2 deals, but the caveat is they are youth players and aren't for the here and now. Now, I don't want to take this shine away from signing for Liverpool from anybody, because it's a huge accomplishment and a huge goal. I know probably fans sitting, you're watching, you're like, yes, we've agreed deals and it's always great to look to the future, but we want signings that are going to make an impact here and now. But here on LFC News, we provide you updates with regards to all aspects of the football club and, you know, these young players that are coming in for big money. As you can see, Liverpool are really concentrating in that area. You know, Stefan Bajcetic, you've seen Ben Doak, and I always revert back to Ben Doak when we're talking about these players that the club are spending a lot of money on. There was a centre-back that they signed from Wolves for £800,000, literally at the start of or in the middle of the transfer window. And this is big money for these sort of younger players. Now, fans probably go, oh, we don't care. But when Liverpool announced the signing of Ben Doak, people were very underwhelmed. But look at the impact he's already having. He's already chomping at the bit to get into the first team and actually sort of competing for a place, even just being at 17 years old. So I do like the direction that Liverpool are going going on with these sort of youth players and are signing the sort of better players from all of the other Premier League academies and creating this juggernaut that may come into fruition over the next sort of couple of years. But we're already seeing the fruits of our labour from sort of Stefan Bajcetic and of course Ben Doak, who are still very young players but are already making an impact within the first team. Now, these two signings, of course, that Liverpool have signed are, guess what, a midfielder and a centre-back. They're expected to join Mark Bridge-Wilkinson's under-18s for the new campaign and have already been welcomed to the AXA training centre by their new teammates. Nyoni, a midfielder, arrives after 10 years with Leicester City after appearing regularly for their own under-18s last season at just 16. So 16 years old, playing at 2 years above him. Meanwhile, centre-back Nalo swats West Ham for Liverpool just months after signing a scholarship with the London club. Their arrivals, of course, after 6 youngsters were released and 5 others were sold, including sort of centre-backs Karen Samuels and Charlie Hayes-Greens. Liverpool have already secured the signing of another young central defender in Harvey Owen. That was for £800,000, remember, back then. So, as I said, there is a decent pool of talent at the moment, and we are having to sort of look internally in our own island, the UK, just because the sort of post-Brexit rules, which seen Stefan Bajcetic as the sort of last sort of foreign player to come in through the door. So yeah, an interesting one there. But yeah, Liverpool have announced a double swoop, a centre-back and a midfielder. However, they are for the future and not for the here and now. Let's hope we can sort of accompany that with some players for the here and now also. Now, in other news, of course, Liverpool playing Newcastle United this weekend. A real tough tie for the football club. Again, it's one of the matches where you go to St James's Park. It's a tough place to go. They just pumped Aston Villa 5-1 and kind of held their own against Manchester City at the Etihad. It's going to be a real tough ask, but having Alexis McAllister back as well, and we will go through the preview video, we will go through the sort of team news. They've got a few players out as well, so there could be a bit of a boost there, but it's certainly, I think it's going to be a very evenly matched game. However, as I said, I'll touch upon the preview in a later video. But of course, the latest team news surrounding us at the moment is that everyone's pretty much fully fit, and Luis Diaz and Trent Alexander-Arnold's injury scares at the weekend aren't too true. Now, just to finish as well, just because this is a player that I was lauding for much of the transfer window, and it does probably one of them players where you start to look at, oh wow, the Saudis are actually serious. Gabri Veiga, guess what? Gabri Veiga, the young 21-year-old linked with a move to Newcastle, linked with a move to Liverpool this summer. As I said, a very young prospect, has everything. I did sort of profile him. He's gone out to the Saudi Pro League at 21 years old. Al Hilal. I thought it was a great young player that we could have got our hands on. There was reports stating 40 million euros. But yeah, that's a huge blow to a career. And I think Tony Kroos actually commented and just said, embarrassing. That is really, really bad that he's wasting his potential going out to Saudi Pro League. But, you know, money talks, and this is the problem where we're going to get now, and these young players are starting to get poached. So, yeah, Gabri Veiga going out there, he would have been a really good addition to this Liverpool team. But that's it, Liverpool fans. That's all I've got for you today. How many players do you... Actually, go on. Tell me now. Do you think the club are going to sign a player this summer? Yes or no? Let me know down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Remember, do check out our video sponsors, Slick Gorilla. As I said, this is hair products that I actually use myself. Harvey Elliott uses them also. So do browse the collection. They're giving all LFC new viewers 15% off all of their products. The link is in the description. Go shop the collection. Anyway, guys, I thank you and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.